a day 12 of harvest log, and we are still cutting milling wheat. This is a variety called Crusoe. Usually has a much higher protein level than the Skyfall, so we'll have to wait and see when we get it analysed to see actually what we get. Gordon there was just backing a trailer in where we have got a little portion of the field that we're keeping for seed to be able to grow on for our crops for next year. This is a little bit of it, a little bit weedy around the headlands in some of these fields. It was so wet when we planted them that we've got a bit of waterlogging through the winter, which caused some patches not to be able to survive, and we've just had a few bits of weed and things like that that are in there. So we'll be able to dry that with a cleaner, clean it after we've dried it. It's coming in now just about 16%, so we're just waiting to gather a bit more up before we fire the dryer again. So just the dryer itself is just cooling down. 3 burners on the dryer, fired by kerosene. We haven't been able to cut any wheat yet that hasn't needed to be dried. Weather has been overcast, cloudy and kind of humid, so we haven't really had much field drying, but fortunately we've got a good drying system here, good setup, enables us to cut wheat and dry it through the plant as though it were. And got a conveyor belt here that takes the grain right the way down through the store here. So this is everything we've cut to date. Skyfall and Crusoe in this shed. We've got the first barrier in down the bottom. Hopefully by the time we finish milling wheat harvest, we'll have the barrier doors in almost up to the top of the concrete that you can see on the sides there, so we'll be able to get, I think, about 1,500 tons in here. So we're well on the way to filling that, which is good. We've got some ventilation blowing at the moment, so there's an abstraction fan there, and then there are vents under the ground through the concrete flooring, and that enables us to monitor the temperatures. Once it's full, it's blowing on manual at the moment just to get rid of the dryer heat, but once the shed is full, we'll put some probes in that beam back to this little box here. Excuse me. There'll be 12 probes in here. Those will measure the temperature of the grain, and we've also then able to measure the humidity of the air outside the building and the temperature, and if the differential is greater than about 4 degrees to start with, the fans will automatically come on, and that's great for trying to reduce the amount of electricity we use, so we're not actually blowing unnecessarily. Yeah, hopefully get that grain down as soon as we can, down to about 10 degrees Celsius, hopefully by the end of October. We'll need a few frosts probably to do that, but we'll see how we get on. So yeah, quick trip around the store, around the plant, and back on to harvest.